Hey guys, welcome back to the Privacy Guy. Today's video is going to be about VPNs. I want to share just some brief information about why VPNs are often viewed as like the best privacy tool out there and why that's false. Why VPNs are a good tool to use if you're connected to the internet, but they aren't the ultimate privacy tool that everyone makes them out to be. So before I get into it, I just want to ask you guys to please subscribe if you're not already. Trying to spread my message of internet privacy around the internet, and your subscription or even just liking this video really helps me out. So without further ado, let's get into it. So basically, what is a VPN? VPN stands for Virtual Private Network. These are services that you sign up for. Most of them are paid services. You sign up for them, and in exchange, you're able to connect to their network of virtual private networks. So let's say I want to separate my browsing from my home IP address, but I'm connected to my Wi-Fi network at home. If I use a VPN, I can select another location that's maybe it's in my country, maybe it's in another country completely around the world. So the VPN provider that I pay for will have these hosted networks set up all around the world, and will give me the ability to choose which network I want to connect to when browsing through their VPN. And the reason people think that VPNs are such valuable privacy tools is, well, if I'm connected to the internet from my house, the websites I go to are able to see my IP address. They're able to link my browsing back to me. But if I'm connected to a VPN, all that website's able to see is the IP address of the VPN I'm connected to. So if I'm in Los Angeles, but I'm connected to a VPN in Virginia, the websites that I visit will think I'm in Virginia. So that sounds like a good thing. But what a lot of people often overlook is I can go to google.com and search for something, and Google will just see that I'm coming from a VPN. Fair enough, that's harmless. But as soon as you sign into a website like Google, Facebook, any website that you sign into, it doesn't matter if you're connected to a VPN, that website's able to link your browsing on their site back to the VPN. So that's why I really recommend, if you're using a VPN, either don't sign into your Facebook account, or at least try to isolate that behavior as much as possible so that all of your browsing doesn't just get linked back to that VPN. So just be cautious of that, because people assume that if they're connected to a VPN, their browsing's private by default. But companies like Facebook and Google have pretty complex tracking methods. So if you're signed into your Google account via VPN, and then you go to another website that uses Google Analytics, boom, Google can see that you went to that website. So that kind of makes the VPN useless in a sense. Now there's still some advantage, because obviously some of the sites you visit won't have you sign in. So that's one thing a VPN is good for. But I just don't think that VPNs are private by default. And I just want to spread that message, because people assume that VPNs, virtual private network, it has to be private, right? Well, no, that's not always the case. So that's just one thing I wanted to point out. I know I've talked about this before in a few videos about privacy tools and kind of the range of privacy tools and the way that VPNs fit into those. So if you're really looking to be private, there are some alternatives to VPNs, like using things like Tor, that can actually help you be more private, just because of the way they're set up and the lack of tracking and stuff with other tools. So there's other ways you can protect your privacy online. Just not signing into websites you go to, using privacy-friendly alternatives to mainstream sites that might not have the best privacy practices. So that's just one thing I wanted to talk about as far as VPNs go. If you have any questions about VPNs, feel free to leave a comment and I will make a video specifically to answer your comments. So let me know if you have any questions, and thanks for tuning in, and stay tuned for more videos. Thanks, guys.